Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. This is Samuel Murphy, and this channel is about film, my love of film and cinema, and my journey into filmmaking. Yes. So welcome back. Sorry, I had to think about what I wanted to say then, which isn't, I shouldn't have forgot. Just had a bit of a long day, but I'm here now. I don't know how long this live stream will be. It is quite early where I am. It's just about 5:30 in the UK, even in the evening. We'll see how things go. I mean, yesterday's stream started off slow, but it worked out in the end. It was worthwhile. I am going to have topics in the future where there will be a set topic about what I will speak about. Today isn't one of them days again. It's just whatever comes up in conversation regarding film, which does include television, I suppose, like anything to do with film production, and from anything to do with an idea an idea written on paper to the final product. If you want to call it that, the final uh, piece of art. Creativity. From beginning to the end. Anything regarding film. From all different backgrounds. Whether it's film, whether it's sound production or visual effects or storyboarding, um, ideas, scripting, um, producing, cinematography, directing, um, practical effects, anything, IMAX, cinemas, theaters, standard theaters, physical film projection, 70mm IMAX or 35mm print, even 16mm or 8mm. Anything to do with film. Um, this is what will be spoken about on this channel, including my filmmaking journey. So yeah, I think that's enough of the taster. It's an idea of what this channel is about and what to expect. So yeah, I'll just sit back and wait for some questions. I'll see what happens. I have got a notepad and pen with me, a notepad and pen, and I'll take any suggestions. I'll take any suggestions from viewers who put comments about what they are recommending me to go out and see, to check out, and I'll check them out when I get time. I'm happy to do that. So I'll wait for some questions to come in and I'll see what happens. The channel is relatively new, so obviously I'm waiting for it's a bit quiet in the beginning, but that's fine. I'll just I'm here for the love of it, for the love of doing this, and to speak about it, and hopefully to connect with people who also feel the same way. So yeah, that's what this channel is about. So hello. Uh, I'll add as well that I live in the UK, near London. I'm 32, and my name is Sam. So thank you for being here. Much appreciated. Anything to do regarding film and cinema, that's what this channel is about. Hello. Hello. All right, Peter. Yeah. I've not got the right camera set up as well in here yet. I've been mentioning this last few times, but I've just not got around to organizing the room the way I want it to be. But it's not always going to be like this, where I'm lying on my bed, and it won't. Yeah, it won't be like this all the time. I've got some lighting equipment. I've got my camera. I've got microphones. I've got a lot of things. I see what it is. What it is with me. I don't want to turn myself into some stereotype and make myself look like some sort of a reaction channel or some sort of podcast person. I don't want to. I don't want to seem like I'm some sort of radio TV presenter or some sort of podcaster or some sort of. That's not what I am. I'm a filmmaker. That's what I want. That's what I am. I'm a filmmaker. I mean, even the first little video that I've put on this channel, I mean, it's not a true reflection. It's not a true reflection of where I'm going, but you could say that is the first. I think I will. I've made loads of videos over my years, like little videos on my phone. Hello, Doreen. Hello. I've made certain videos of certain things and edited them, but it's not truly. They were like, it's not truly like what I wanted, what I'm moving into. But I have had some experience before, but even as the other day, like last year, when I made the video on me speaking about thoughts upon the Odyssey, this year, Christopher Nolan's upcoming film. I talk about that, but mainly about the essence of what that video is about is about IMAX. That's what that video is about. It is about Christopher Nolan. Mainly, it's towards my love for him and IMAX, and the the power of film. So, I mean, that video, I made it. I was the actor in it, the sound guy, the producer, and I directed it. I edited it. I was the editor, and you know, it's not. It's a short sort of film about me giving my thoughts. But do you understand? It's an example. You understand? It was what it was. When I say example, but that's a film. Like, that's a short film. It's not. There isn't a narrative to it. It's not like a. There wasn't really a narrative, but it's there was a message in about it, what I was giving, but it's not. It's not theatrical. But the point is that's filming. Like that's the that's filming. It's not. I don't see it as some YouTube edited video, like, which seems a bit cheesy. It's that if you really look into it, like, that is filming. Like, when I say filming, that is sorry, my lights went a bit dim just then. All of a sudden, yeah. The top, depending what the topic is. In that case, it was just about me. Speaking about IMAX and that, but it's I'm just saying that the process of it, like, if you look into it, like, it's professional, like, it's a film. you know, because that could have been me. That might may not have been me. That could have been someone else that I've interviewed them. You know, like for like a documentary or something. Do you understand? It's filmmaking. It's still it like, but and like people should give themselves more of a pat on the back, like, and say, right, I've directed that, I've produced it, I've even may possibly starred in it, I've edited it, I've put the sound on it, I've well color coded it, which is obviously editing as part of the editing. The only thing that wasn't scripted, I mean, do you know that video that I did of me talking on that video? That wasn't, I didn't edit none of it out. In terms of like me taking chunks out of it, where it looks so fucking sorry for my language. My language that I say is on my other channel. You know, like when you see people cut out little like 1 second clips where it makes it look all polished, like where it goes, instead of it being like this, hello, yes, yes, it's more like hello, yes, hi. You know, it's all. I don't like videos like that. To me, they sort of that's annoying. I don't like that. That video I did of me speaking about, which is on my video list, um, that was one take. It just flowed. You know, I just went with it. It just flowed. I didn't even rehearse it. No rehearsing. Um, so the only part about it's still what it is. You know, it's still I like it. You know, it's still filmmaking. It's still, if you look at all the elements of it, it's filmmaking. The only thing about it which wasn't, you know, right on on the only thing that wasn't that was not that I didn't manipulate was the topic I was talking about, meaning like it wasn't scripted. Like, so that was the only thing that wasn't uh how can I say it? When I say manipulated, I mean it wasn't planned and written so I could make another draft of it. It just came straight out, you know. The only thing, everything else about it though, like was filmmaking, you know, was the filmmaking process. Um, that was a smooth one take. Yeah, it was a smooth take. It was one take. But that what I'm saying is that it wasn't scripted. Basically, everything about what I did was the process of filmmaking. Apart from I didn't have a script. That's what I'm trying to say, and that's what I meant by. That's when I. That's why. Sorry. That's why I meant I could not manipulate that part of it because it wasn't scripted. If I scripted something, you can like fall back on it to rehearse it or do different takes. That wasn't scripted. So apart, you know, but everything other than that, every other element was filmmaking. You know, I didn't have no one else in the camera with me. There was no other actresses or actors. You know, it was, I'm looking forward to speaking to actors or someone who's in love with the idea of that I'm showing them, in love with the diet. You know, whenever that day comes, you know, like I want to work with these people. I don't care. I don't give a shit, right? And I'm using language there, but that's an exception. I don't care who it is, like with the old, young. I want to work. I want to bring them all together, like and you know, and let's do this. You know, that's my sort of. Let's bring this. Let's materialize this. You know, I can talk to anyone because I know how we all feel. I know I'm very in tune with my feminine side, as people know that. So I can't wait to start sitting down with an actor who's having a hard time expressing the emotion and really getting through his blocks. Sitting down with him saying, "That's not bad. That's great." You know, I mean, because you should always encourage an actor, even if their take wasn't that great. You should sit with them and say, "That was that, you know, that was very good. You know, that was very good." You know, never, you know, but I want you to do it. Uh, you know, personally, I'd like you to do it more like this. You know, but you try that. Try one of your own ideas, and then try let's try what I've said first, but then afterwards you do some of your own, because eventually if you wear them down and do enough takes, hopefully you don't have to do enough takes, but you wear down their sort of actor's mindset of where they're trying, and they just they just start doing it, being it. That's what Stanley Kubrick used to do. He was notoriously known for doing loads of takes, not because he was deliberately trying to um like piss off the actors, but he was doing it because obviously he knew what he wanted, and number two, he would keep the actor going or the actress until they dropped their analytical mind, so they just flowed. Hopefully, there's a in the way in which you communicate to an actor or an actress. You might not have to do 50 million takes to get them to get them to that emotion. If you just look them in the eye and get them to look at you and drop all the the world outside, they drop their life for a moment while they're in this set, this film set, or wherever you are on location. They are that character. They're not James or Sarah or Catherine or Michelle or David or whoever their name is. They are this character. They embody the character, and they need to feel how they would feel if the character was experiencing this. That's 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 the performance. That's what you want. But you only get the performance to come through when it flows. Obviously, if it's right casting, that's number one. And second to that, even when you got the right cast, you need to get them to be the actor, be the character, not to think that they're playing a character, to be the actor. Definitely, tearing them down means that they're understanding that actors work with them, not for them. Yeah, exactly. So you're not getting them to pretend to be a character; they're being the character. It's all about that, baby. It's all about that performance. And once you've got that golden material shot on film, right, we can move on to the next thing. Like, always congratulate an actor or an actress, even if the take weren't that great. They need to feel encouraged. They need to feel, because it can be stressful, and I understand that. I've seen a lot of interviews. I've seen a lot of working with actors. They've got to remember that at the end of the day, even though that you're a director, if it's directing that you want to do, because a director, like, they really, what the director should do, like, he should have a piece in every element of the film, in my opinion. They don't just sit in one of those fancy chairs and just sit there with a megaphone, like, this is a hairdryer, but yeah, do that again. I don't like that. Let's try that. Do as I tell you. That's not what a director does. That's that stereotypical. That's not, a director needs to be like on the playing field. They need to be right behind the actors, off camera, watching them, sitting with them, being literally right there, right? They need to sit there with them, and they need to feel comfortable. You need to get an actor to feel relaxed they need to feel wanted, and feel trusted, and feel privileged, and to feel challenged, but to feel comfortable. You know, to drop that ego, to drop that, to become to embody the energy, to become the character, to be the character. And I think anyone who works for me, I'll have no problem in getting that out of the actress or actor. Um, and I mean that. I don't. I won't have an issue with that. I won't have an issue. I won't have a problem with it. I won't. But if I know that the actor's got the if I want them and they've been casted right, and obviously, like, the bigger the film you do, obviously the more the project that you do, obviously you have other people working with you, like your producers, and even if it's just one producer, you have maybe two or three or more to decide, right, we're casting these, we want them, there's auditions and that, you do an audition, and um auditioning is, I can't wait to be doing that, because I will know how to, I know a lot about, I know a lot of things about, I, I know a lot of things, right, but in regards to, like, getting the right people involved, because I can feel it. I can feel if the person is the person, right? And this is before I've even started filming anything. I've got this. I'm so ready to do this. So I'm so fucking sorry. Sorry. I'll put $1 in the swear jar, and at the end of the year, I'll be a millionaire. Uh, no, I really want to start, and auditioning is really fun. Yeah, and 80% of the filming is in the casting. People don't know this. Like 80% of filming is in the casting. If you haven't got the right people involved, you're doomed, because it doesn't matter how much you edit the film afterwards or how much you continue on. If you're stuck with the wrong people, you're stuck with the wrong people. You can't edit that out. You need to know. Mine is full. Don't bother. Yeah, editing is important. Sorry. Well, yeah, it is. Yeah, but sorry. Casting is very, very, very important, and I will know. I'll know. I'll follow my feelings, and I'll know what to. I'll know what I want. When But back to what I was saying about an actor and making them feel comfortable. Um, I know how to speak with people, and like, even if I have to push, even if I have to keep challenging them, but to do take after take after take, if I have to, I won't do it in a laborsome way, like a tough. I'll get them to understand, like they won't mind doing that, because I'll let them know that I want them to do. I want So you don't tell them too much, because you want them just to show up and show you what they're like. Because you want them to show you what um you want to see what they're going to offer you. If you fill their head with too much confusion and clutter their mind, that's just gonna like brush off onto their performing. You know what I mean? You don't want to like overload them. You want them just to, if anything, you want them to be light as possible. It's like what I said. You want them to know as little as they can, but to embody the feeling of the character. And if a lot of it is what's that word, like what's that word for when it's not in the script? Robin Williams used to do it. He was famous for doing it. Ad libbing, or just performing it the way which was not what I've asked them to do. I want them to be the character, because improvisation. So, thank you. That's the word. Um, Thank you very much, Day 1991. Hello, everyone. This channel is about film and my filmmaking journey. Um, Improvisation, right? And I haven't got a problem with ad libbing as well, as long as it doesn't drift too far away from the script. But if an actor shows me something that might be better for that scene, it's about, as I say, it's about the energy of them being that character. So if they improvise and show me something which I didn't think of, or I didn't tell them to do, but it works, then that will make its way into the edit, and that will be in the final film, right? So I haven't got a problem with it. See, people, if you got some director who's just completely anal about what he wants, and he's not given any sort of freedom of flow, of the energy to flow, and he's too controlling, you need to work with. You need to. I mean, obviously, you're all working towards the same goal, right? You're all working towards the same, but you don't want it to be like everyone's there bowing down to you and no one's got any say. If you're an authentic person and you care about your crew, they will respect you as a director, um, for leading these people. Right, for being the shepherd. You're shepherding them. It's like Tropic Thunder. That was improvised. Yeah. You need to let it float, right? And if you know what you want, you'll keep you. Then fine, take as many takes as you need until you get what you want out of the cast. But it doesn't, that's not, that's, and too right, you should do that because it's your film, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying that um it is a group thing. Like, even though that you might have had the idea, you might have even wrote the screenplay, like the script, you might have, and you might be directing it, you might have funded the film or partly funded it or whatever, right? At the end of the day, you're still working with other people where they're contributing to your, to the essence of what you're, of what you've planted, you know, of what you, of what you've came, of what you've, this is the goal you've brought forward, the destination. And as long as you're like within like that night, like, you know, like there might be certain sacrifices that you may have to make where you don't do something the way you wanted it or whatever. But if it's like almost in, almost like how, well, I say almost like, I was gonna say almost how you see it in your mind, your imagination. But if it captures the spirit of where you're, of where you originally planted that destination, like that flag post, or whatever you want to call it, that marker, that's what matters. You know what I mean? That is it. But obviously, you use the script as, the script is like the Bible of your project. That is like where, what everyone reads. Everyone knows what we're doing. This is the scene. This is the, you know, this is the, you know, this is the dialogue. Obviously, you might have to change a few things, and as I say, improvisation or ad libbing. You might even reject something and scratch it out and throw it away because the actor showed you something which worked better. If, as long as it captures what you, the essence of what you want overall, for the, and it's for the greater good, then you've got it, you've done it, you know what I mean? But obviously, you always strive towards what you want, on what you really, what you want. And that's good, because as long as you've got that in your feelings, you know, but then you'll find, you'll get to that way, you'll get to that destination some way, either way, or by a way, you know. I don't know why I mentioned all that. I just wanted, I just felt, again, it just flowed. It just came out, you know. It's like, you know, as I said, I want an actor to be like me. Like, no, I want them to flow. I want them to be the character, not think that they're playing a character, to be it. It's like, no, it's not, I'm not thinking about being a director. I'm being the energy of a, I feel myself as a director already. You know, like, do you understand? I feel, because I feel that I've got a connection. I feel it. So you know, so that, you know, that's that. But I'll read some of the comments. Yeah, I was just saying, because what led into that was me talking about a film, what's that film, but a video that I've made on my channel, this channel, which was in black and white. It's the first like professionally like edited video, or created uh, video. It does, it's sort of got like a documentary style to it. Not that I intended it to be that way. It's just, yeah. You, whatever you feel about it is whatever you feel about it. I've had people tell me that they've watched everything on this channel so far, even like the first few videos of me like that I put on a year ago. That um, it's just me sharing my energy about film. But the first video that I've actually made where it's like professional is the one that I put on the other day, which is about the Odyssey this year, Christopher Nolan's upcoming film. And mainly it's about me talking about IMAX and where I go to IMAX in London and what IMAX delivers, what it is, right? Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, and it just flowed. It just came out. It just flowed. Um, Geez, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I met this person. I don't know if she's on here the live stream now. Hopefully, I'll catch her again tonight. But yeah, Doreen and Peter or anyone who's still watching me. She's actually in film school. she's a fashion designer, and she does film school as well for a film. She's taken a film course, and she's actually in a film course, right? And she loves my channel. And she said, "Do you want to work together? Do you want to do something?" She even asked me if I was interested in doing some modeling for her. Um, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I told her that I'd work with her. Like, well, I said, I've just met you. I said, but if the time ever comes and we speak enough and we decide to partner up on something, then fine, um, but no, I don't want to be doing any of that stuff. If I model for me. I don't want to do that stuff. But and she understood that. She respected it. I said, yeah. I said, I'm more behind the camera I don't want to be in front of it. I don't want to. I don't. But only for me. For me. But no, I want to be behind it. But yeah, I'm just saying. And she just found my channel. She liked my video. She liked my videos that I've done on here, even though they're not all of them apart from the new one I did are not professional. And I said, have you watched my new video that I put on, like the one that's professionally edited? And she went, yeah. She went, I've watched everything on your channel. Maybe even the 360 video that I did. She's at film school. It's about connecting with the right people, and because at the end of the day, these films that people make, the filmmakers that I love, these films are not. They put their heart and soul, like these films are like their babies. Like they're not just something to make money on. They're like they're. I don't even know how to word. I know what it is, but I don't know how to put it in words. They're like their children. They're like in very important chapters of their life. They're 2 years of their life go into making like these films. At least 2 years go into it. Like they're like, for the filmmakers that are like, these films that they make, they're not just popcorn films that are just made to earn a few dollars. Do you understand? Like they put 2 years into it because they want it to be like they're because they're making an event, like the 2 years goes into, they're making something, like they're making cinema, they're making true cinema. Do you know what I mean? Which stands the test of time. And that's how I feel about it. Like, and I've become so patient now. I could do that and put, if I've got the idea, the screenplay, the story, the people. I put in 2 years, like, and that includes all the writing, like, and all the stuff before you even start filming, and then till final release. 2 years, like, I know that sounds like a long time, but if you're a visionary filmmaker and you've got your vision on that end goal, and it's for something big, then you'll go through them days and months and you won't even count. You're just being in the energy because you're working your way towards the end that you see in your mind's eye. You're visionary. You feel the vision. You don't see it as you don't feel any sense of time. What's that word? Like, you don't feel any sense. You don't feel the haste. You don't haste. There's no haste. What's that word? Like, there's no sense to be hasty. Like, or what's that other way of saying it? Like, there's no because it's such a powerful story that you want to create with a team. You won't rush it. Like, you won't you've mapped out how much time it's going to take roughly. I mean, obviously you got to work with the producer, and because they're the ones who get the money and do all the phone calls and do all the signatures and whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if anyone follows me what I'm saying here. I didn't watch Red Rabbit yet. I'm sorry. I will get around to it. I've still got that list of films. You Can Die Fully. You Take the Time. Yeah, like I don't know how to explain it, Doreen. What I'm trying to say, like they don't. Th- these are not films that they knock out in a month or two. These are films that are like sacred cinematic like events, like where they consciously knowing that they're putting 2 years at least into each film. It could be longer. Like, do you know what I mean? It's a minimum of 2 years. Like, and oh man, I'm really frustrated because I want to say what I feel about this. I mean, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Do you feel that? These are special. For the filmmakers that I'm talking about. They're creating cinema that which needs that humble, patient energy into it, which spans months and a couple of years. So at the end, when it's done, it all that energy and nurturing and love that went into it, it 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 changes cinema, right? It just, do you know what I mean? And they're not rushing it. They're so patient, right? And they're so. I think it's perfect. I really do. 2 years for a movie is crazy. Like, yeah, it's not crazy. But I mean, it's a long time when you see the finished project. Yeah, they're serious about the craft, real passionate. Yeah, hope to get to meet her. I hope I get to meet her. That sounds amazing. I hope I get to meet her. Your surroundings are gravitating towards your goal. That's amazing. Yeah. Or Peter left. Oh, bye, Peter. I've just seen your message. Yeah, she's just some. I don't know who she is. She's like a young student who goes to a film college. Or I think she's young anyway. I don't know, but um, I just met her yesterday. I mean, but it's like, I mean, I've actually found like some clothing that I found online that I quite like. This clothing thing for a man, and I'd love to know if she knows anyone who might be able to make one for me. You know, because she works in fashion. She works in. I found this thing that I quite like, and it's like they don't make them. They're only made custom made. I would really love to. I like all this old fashioned like sort of tweed trousers and like herringbone trousers or corduroy or twill TWILL. Like it almost looks like chino type material, but it's not chino. I like I like traditional garments. I like smart shirts. Believe it or not, even though I dress like this, I actually do like smart. You know, I like waistcoats. I want to get myself a nice pocket watch. I know the pocket watch that I want to get, like a nice silver pocket watch. There's a Scottish company in the Highlands that do. I know what I want to start. Do you know what I mean? I want to dress nice. You know. And there's this sort of waistcoat type thing that I really like, and it's traditional, and they don't make them anymore. I mean, there was a company that was making them, but they've now gone out of production. Um, it's a really nice piece, and I'd love to know if she knows anyone that might be able to make me one, or if anyone here knows anyone who might be able to make me one for a reasonable price, and I'll pay you. I mean, it's a really beautiful. I'll show you later. I'll show you later. Hello, Matt. I really need to go to the bathroom. Give me a moment, everyone. I really need to go to the men's room. Give me a sec. put it this way: what I was saying about directing, so like speaking to actors, I am fearless. I have got no problem. I'm feeling this now, and I'm not even working on a film yet, right? But I'll have no problem speaking to an actor. Like, obviously, if they're not in harmony with me, I'll let them know. I'll say, I think you should leave, But if that happens to be, but I won't. Like, that's if I cast people, I know that they're right, and unless something weird comes out of the blue where they're not right, but I follow my feelings. I know they'll be the right people, but and I'll know exactly how to talk to the people that are in harmony with what I want to make. I'll know exactly what I want the performance that I'm looking for. I'll know exactly how to make the actor feel comfortable. Um, Actress, like, young actress, old actress, middle aged, whoever. I'll know exactly how to get the perform. I'll know exactly how to make them feel like, what's that way? What am I trying to say here? Like, I'll know exactly how to get get them to like make it to make for them to get the performance to be natural. Where it will be natural. Because they'll be being the character. Like, I'll make them so they'll be so comfortable with me. It will be natural what they do. There's no, I know that the people that will be working with me, they will feel that no problem. Just give me a moment, people. I just need to do something. Oh, what's that? Let them merge into a character and get them to accomplish what you want. Your vision is clear, and they'll transcend. Aim big. Yeah. Who I think my dream actor that I would love to work with is Matthew McConaughey. I'm not not. I mean, I just like I respect the man for being Matthew McConaughey because he's such a lot. I like the guy a lot. I mean, he is how he is in his films, like for the most part. Like, when I say the most part, like his personality, like his way he sort of carries himself, that naturalness, that is how he is off camera. And but obviously being a real person who's not a fictional character, Um, I would. I'd love to work with Matt, and I would direct him. I'd love to work with him. I mean, obviously, like, I would after we've got over the whole obsession about Interstellar, and after I let go of him, because I'd probably be fucking hugging him like most of the time. Oh no, but seriously, like, I would. Once we're past all that stuff, um, even if he's old, right? Even if it's in 20 years from now, right, and he's like 20 years older, there is a fine wine. He's going to get better with age. I would do anything to have him part of. I'd do anything to work with this man, and I would honor. It's an honor. Like, just thinking about the thought of it. You know what I mean? I'll do and and Anne Hathaway. I'd love to walk down like, not in the ego sense of the word. I'd love to walk down a red carpet to a premiere of a film that I've made. Seriously, and by my side I'd be walking down with Matthew on my side, on my right hand side, and Anne Hathaway on my left. And I would like I would love to. and I would like I'd love to. That would be special. But Matthew, I don't care if he's like 70, 80 years old. I don't care. Like, I don't care if he's like some wrinkled old man in a wheelchair. Like, I mean, I'd bow down to him, fucking salute. I would like hold his hand and I'd say, I'd look him in the eyes. I'd say, you know, like, well, but I don't want to say any more about this. I don't want to say any more. But I just think the guy's awesome. I really do. And so yeah, I mean, he's like the you know how everyone's got an idol. He's my idol in like the sort of filmmaking in cinema. I'd feel the same way if I met Christopher Nolan as well, though. This is the thing. It's like I don't want to say too much here because I don't want it to seem like I'm having a um, you know, yeah, yeah. I think you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So it's all cool. It's all good. Because to me, he's the man. Like, I just see him as the man. I'll try, Matt. I'll try. I will. I am. I am the I am. I am. I'd have a stroke. Imagine the learning experience too. Getting to work with such a professional. I'd be hearing him out for hours. Yeah. Um, I can feel it. Even the feeling of me walking down, like what I said with those two actors. I felt that. I feel it. I'm not questioning it. I'm not forcing it. I'm allowing. So the moon is strange tonight. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. We'll speak about those things on my other channel. This channel is purely about film. But but yeah. I'll talk about that on the other channel maybe. I think this stream's been cool. I'm not bothered that there's not been that many people here because this is being uploaded and people will watch it afterwards. Yesterday was like it was slow in the beginning, but it got a bit interesting later on afterwards because I was talking about film and physical film, like 35 millimeter, and I pulled some out and I was showing it to people what it looks like. Um, you need to see it projected though. You need to see it run through a projector and have all the lights switched off and have the audio set up, and you need to feel that. You need to see film being projected. It's different from seeing something digital where you just hit a remote and just press play. It's not the same. It's not that. To me, that's not cinema. Cinema is the moving picture. That's why they call it movies. It's a picture that's moving. Do you know what I mean? It's film that's moving. You know. So for sure, I'll be back in a bit. No problem, Doreen. You take your time. Even though as I said, I don't care how many people here. Even if there was no one here, I'd still be here talking about all this. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. No joke. I'm late. I'll watch it back. Yeah, I mean, yeah, watch it back, like, because you'll understand when you watch it back. I was talking all about working with actors. Like you watch it later, so you'll see. I'm grateful that you've all been here. I appreciate it. There's been some cool people that I've met on here recently, new subscribers, people that are actually studying film at college, and they like my channel. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks. Matthew McConaughey is the man. I know I've said it already, but I love him. I really do. Like, you know, for for his energy. You know, but I love the guy. I do. Um, because Interstellar, as I've mentioned this, I'm not gonna like dominate this whole live stream because people that are watching this in the future, in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whenever this, when you hear me saying this, I'll be saying this on my deathbed. I've been saying it for the last year plus, and I'll always say it. And people that will know me enough by now. So I'm saying something timeless. I'm speaking to the audiences of the future, right? This is never going to change what I'm going to say. So here it goes. I'm going to say it one more time, because you'll gauge this from me over time anyway. So you'll always understand why I'm saying this. What I'm going to say now. Interstellar means everything to me. Interstellar on IMAX film in the IMAX, where I went to see it at the BFI IMAX in London, in Waterloo. Seeing it being projected on 15 70mm film. So 15 means the perforations on the film, the sprockets on the film is how many it takes to cover the 70mm frames. So, but just call it 70mm IMAX, you know, because if you just say 70mm, that means the original 70mm, which is more like a widescreen sort of 70mm, which is still beautiful. The 70mm IMAX film, watching Interstellar, changed my life, and I'm beyond like in love with it. Like I'm speechless. When I say I'm in love with it, that's not fully enough of how I feel. It's not true. It's not enough. Like it's not right. Yeah, I can't say it. You know, I'm just absolutely like my heart is always the connection is there always. So um, yeah, but we'll talk about that more. Like, I'll make a video at some point. I think maybe, do you know what? Like, there won't be one video where I'm talking about this. I think literally anything I ever go on to do, or ever be a part of, or ever make, or any live stream, or any YouTube video, you'll always hear me reference Interstellar. Or like, or even if I don't, you'll know that I'm just telling you from now that the energy that's behind me in that moment, the energy that's that you can't see, which is beneath my words, beneath my actions, you know, everything that you see driving me, the impulse, what's the impulse, but the energy that I'm charged on, that I'm charged with, the energy that's driving me in that, and every moment, any video I make is always because of Interstellar, always, always. There are other films that I love and care about, of course there are, but this one is like as I said, it's the ultimate experience. I can't believe it. I just sort of can't believe how extraordinary it is. But we'll move on now to the next thing, okay? Well, maybe we could wrap this live stream up in 5 minutes, and it could be an hour. I'll stay on here another 5 minutes, and then I think I'm gonna. I don't know actually. I mean, I'd love to stay on here. I'm early on here. Maybe do you know what? I'm gonna rock this live stream out. I'm gonna be on here for like another 2 hours or so. Screw it. Screw it, man. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be on here for another 2 hours or so. I want to dedicate this evening for this channel and what I'm talking about. I want to meet some new people. I want some new people to find me. I'm not done here today. Because what I was thinking was I'm really hungry. I want to go and eat some food. Maybe what I could do is be another 4 or 5 more minutes on here, round it up to an hour, go and eat my food, and then come back. Because I don't want to leave the live stream on while you're waiting for me to eat, because I don't know how long I'm going to be. So I think what I'm going to do, everyone, right, is be on here for another 5 minutes or so, and then I'm going to go away and eat my dinner. Because I need to come back and talk more. Like, I can't stop thinking about film. Like, I can't. I cannot stop thinking about it. I feel, it feels good. I feel nervous. I feel a bit scared. It feels daunting, but I'm so excited. Like I'm just so excited. I know what it sounds like, people, but this is what you're looking at. Someone who feels connection. He feels the connect. He feels connection. You know. I hope you all feel the same about something in your life, in your reality. I really hope you do. I love it. I just can't stop thinking about it. I cannot stop thinking about it. I've, mm, I'm making myself emotional. What I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna be a couple of more minutes on here, and then I'm gonna come off for about an hour or whatever, and then and then I may come back because I want to I want to have some dinner, and yeah, I might as well round it off to an hour. Um, just see who comes in, and I'll mention that I'll be back on here. Yeah, I thought what a great idea it was me making this channel. I'm glad I made it. I'm glad that I've good choice that was. Yeah. Okay, everyone. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call it a day here. For anyone who's watched this on catch up, like after it's been uploaded, thank you. And maybe straight after this one, you'll see another video which is like a continuation. So or maybe not. I'll depend on how I feel. If I don't, I'll see you next time. And I'm looking forward to that as well. You know. Anyway, I'll speak to you soon. Thank you for being here. Goodbye.